Yo, it's your boy Kick, and welcome to You Ain't Black.
You ain't black.
And you ain't black.
You guys were talking in the pre-show a lot about Chelsea Handler. What's happening, Maga? Tell me, go.
Oh, my goodness.
That heifer. That heifer had the daggone nerve, the audacity, you know what I'm saying, to say that she had a talk with 50 and that she had to remind him that he is a black man, therefore you can't possibly vote for Donald Trump.
Like he don't have a mirror? Like he don't take a shower or something? Like he don't
I'm
go to
black.
the bathroom and see mirrors all over the place?
Oh, I'm black. What?
Like you don't know his mother or his father?
God. Unbelievable. I mean, how much do you know how uppity you gotta sound? You know that you're way above here and that he's down here. That I had to remind him because obviously he forgot who he was. He forgot the color of his skin.
No, I don't think he forgot who he was. He knows exactly who he
knew
is.
Exactly.
Hey,
that's why he did it.
You can't get $1 out of me.
Ha.
I'm a PIMP. No,
well, man, if there is anything, anything that completely plays into the rich nor'eastern New Yorker white liberal stereotype.
That was it.
I
That
mean,
was it right there.
If the blowback from You Ain't Black with Joe Biden weren't bad enough to start our channel with you guys, how on earth did she not realize the audacity, the arrogance, and the soft bigotry of low expectations?
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
So wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I was not aware of this. Chelsea Handler called 50 Cent. Now, first off, that's
Allegedly.
pretty cool if she has his number. I gotta be honest with you.
That's pretty dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like my respect
awesome.
for Chelsea Handler, like kind of actually
went up. It went up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, it did.
So right now she's
100%.
actually right back to where she was, just because she had 50 Cent's phone number. All right. But I mean, if you got 50 Cent's number and you call up and you remind him that he's black, oh my goodness gracious!
She made it a point to say I had to remind him. I had to remind him of his place in life.
Yeah,
as a black man, you are not supposed.
You don't will not. Don't you dare think. Don't you dare.
But that is literally what Kanye West bristled against in his interview with Big Boy.
You got it.
Saying, I'm tired. When I moved to Calabasas, the white liberals told me I had to drive a convertible. Yep. And then in 2020, all the white liberals say that I'm black, and due to my skin color, I got to vote for a Democrat. I'm tired of white liberals telling me how I got to vote. Like, and also, that's literally what the flaccid little noodle in The Help said. You know the movie The Help? The weak guy that didn't have the guts to stand up to racism was like, look, some things are just the way they are, and you should know your place. And
I need to remind you that you're black and you need to work on the fields.
Yes.
You remember that, right?
What are you doing out in here in the big house?
Yeah.
Get back to the field.
What are you doing in the house? You get back out to the field.
You do.
I have to remind you.
Dude,
unbelievable.
I don't know.
That
What
is
bold. That is bold. That is that's bold racism right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It's out in the open.
I don't care. I'm gonna beat my chest. I'm gonna be King Kong and tell you exactly what it is. And then she had the nerve to say, as a matter of fact, I'm even willing to do some extra things for him to change. If he's going to if he comes out and publicly denies Donald Trump, I'm willing to do some extra things for him. I'm like,
what?
Yes.
Okay, dude, no, you don't understand. I am literally typing this in right now.
Yes.
Chelsea Handler,
Yes.
50 Cent, remind him he's black. I'm straight up Googling this.
You got
right
That
now.
bad boy right now.
Oh,
yes.
my goodness gracious.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Oh, you have no idea. Like, look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, Chelsea Handler explained shaming of Trump backer 50 Cent. I had to remind him.
I'm sorry, Master. I'm sorry, Master. I'm sorry, Master.
I apologize, Massa. I didn't mean to step out of bounds, Massa.
Oh my goodness! Here, we're gonna finish reading and seeing what it says. Hold on.
But it just shows.
Chelsea Handler explains shaming of Trump after since I had to remind him that he was a black. Oh, he was a black.
A black?
No,
black.
that sounds even better.
Wait a minute.
Even worse.
There's an A in there.
There's an A in there, dog. Look at the screen right there.
I saw the clip, but I didn't.
He was a black. Like, I'm sorry. Whenever you put a V or an in front of a group, like I had to talk to those Polish people.
Right.
Like if you ever just say like those blank people, or if you just say I talked to a Polish person today.
Yeah.
He's a black
It's different
man.
to say, I talked to a Polish guy today. Oh, actually, no, that was the A. I just hypocritically disproved my own point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but I'm sorry. In the headline, that just looks bad.
That's terrible.
Oh my
It's terrible.
gosh. I can't even believe what on earth I am seeing.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe
This
it.
is super bad.
It's unbelievable that, this is where we're at. And this is one thing I always have to say is that the Democrats are always the ones talking about how, those racist Republicans over there,
exactly.
they're always those racist dog whistles. Well, we may quote
That's
unquote,
a dog whistle right there.
If you don't, we want to talk about dog whistles.
Yeah,
all right, that's a cowbell right there. Lord have mercy.
That ain't a whistle. That ain't a whistle.
You are
That's
so
a bullhorn.
Exactly. How arrogant do you have to be as a liberal white person to sit there and say, you know your place, black man. Don't you dare step out of line. Don't you dare do anything that I disapprove of. Because let me remind you, you are a black man, right? So don't you dare do anything that falls outside of what black men do.
And weren't we talking about this the other day?
We were.
At the rally, it's physical slavery going to mental slavery.
Ooh, come on.
That's what it is.
Come on.
We went from chains to our arms and our knees.
Yes.
So now it's mental.
Yes.
And that's proving it
Dog,
right there.
look at
That's
this.
proving it.
It gets even worse, man. Okay, I'm straight up going to show this so you guys can see it. She said she also told him, quote, that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. How else do you say 50 followers are lemmings?
Don't let the slaves off the plantation.
Right.
If you go off the plantation, the others might want to go.
They might run away
at
too.
least they noticed this. Who is this? The Washington Times. Okay, good on the Washington Times. The Washington Times then continues to say that her comments echoed those of Mr. Biden, who told radio host Charlemagne the God in May that if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. The Democrat later apologized. I don't actually remember an official apology from Joe Biden. Do you guys remember an official apology from Joe Biden?
No, yeah,
Don Lemon apologized for him.
Yeah, there's people that
A bunch of people apologized for him.
No, there was something where he said that he was, I'm sorry, I'm being flamboyant or something like that. Like I was being very charismatic.
Yeah.
You know how the politicians
being casual
do.
with it, flipping.
I remember something like that.
Wow.
But this still, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, you got Joe Biden saying we ain't black, then she got to remind us that we are black. So I don't know what I am anymore.
Hey, to be honest with you, if I had to pick a side that's racist, I'm glad I'm on this show.
Okay, so then I got a question for you. The debates are now over.
Ooh.
First off,
That was a good one.
we made some predictions before the debates about what was going to happen. Do you remember those predictions and where you went wrong and where you went right? First, you go MAGA. Where'd you go wrong and where'd you go right?
I went right, baby. I went right. I said that Donald Trump is going to dial it back. I said he's going to be more like Pence. He's going to be, and you said, sir, okay,
me?
that, you said that, is that just wishful thinking?
By the way, when you point at people, that's like really intimidating, dog.
Don't point at me, Jesus Christ. Lord help us all.
Like, watch. I put it on the studio shot right now. Just point right back at me. Just point, yeah, dude, like, look at those triceps, guys.
Hey.
Like, that is straight up intimidating, my man.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. When you keep going, keep going.
I know we're on, I know you guys are viewing this right now, but I thought the wind when you pointed it just shifted to me. I blew a little bit.
It's like when my Great Dane barks and he goes to bark, he goes like,
oh, yeah.
woof, and you just kind of like you feel your hair suck in, and then he woofs, and then it like sucks in and it woofs because his chest cavity is just so big.
Awesome.
You know? So
That is
anyway,
awesome.
you were correct. You said about him dialing it back. And by the way, he dialed it back 2 notches, brother.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that was incredible.
Because people advised him. He was like,
Right.
listen, this is how you got to go. But go.
I was very proud. Honestly, I was very proud of him. I was very, because, that first debate.
Look at you. So Chelsea Handler's telling 50 Cent, diminutively, like, I put him in his place, and here you are telling Donald Trump, the president, like, I'm proud of you, pumpkin.
Proud of you. Oh.
And then we keep going. You said you were proud of him because
he came off as very presidential.
Yeah.
Right? Because we all understand that first debate he had with Joe Biden. I think he was so excited to finally have this moment where he can go toe to toe, blow to blow.
He went guns blazing
Oh,
too
my
much.
goodness, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He shot everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to just shoot the one person. He shot everybody. Yeah. And I think that's where he
was
went
like
wrong.
a 50 cal, just going ham.
Leaving big old bullet holes in the whole wall. You know, this time he took his time. He was very presidential. He sniped at him. He said what he needed to say, and then he shot.
That's what I call Pence. I call him a sniper. He's a
He
deadly
is a
sniper.
Oh, 100%.
He's a deadly sniper.
Marine Corps sniper.
So when you said that, it resonated with me.
Yeah.
I call Pence the sniper.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because he's so like eloquent, but then when he attacks, it's
it hurts. And it gets you right in the heart.
Oh.
Oh, you better believe it. And Trump took a page out of Mike Pence's book in that regard, because he hit him where it hurt. And then after he said what he had to, like with the point about fracking, right? He said, Texas, Pennsylvania, y'all remember this.
Yeah.
And that was it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't get any better than that. You can't get any better than this man laying it down and doing it in a very presidential way, in such that no one could dispute the fact that he was so entirely presidential in the way that a president is supposed to be when he's on a stage like that. He performed beautifully. I loved it.
I remember having the prediction that they wouldn't bring up the laptop. Does anybody remember? Did they bring up the laptop?
No, Donald Trump did.
Yep.
Yeah, remember I said that he would, but the commentators will not.
No, that's right. That's right. And they did not. Of course they would not.
Of course.
You can't do that against Joe Biden.
The biggest thing that's going on right now is the laptop, and nothing. Not one word.
Not at all.
And I did say that they would bring up racism again. Did they? I remember watching, but I don't remember they did.
It wasn't the annoying theme that was in the first.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Denounce white supremacy. It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
And I actually have to say, this, I mean, even Donald Trump said, and you're doing a lovely job, by the way. Lovely job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, like,
tremendous.
I felt you could tell by her micro expressions and by her deference to what she wanted the truth to be, that this woman is obviously a Democrat.
Right.
Like, obviously a Democrat.
But she did well.
However, I think those are almost uncontrollable. It's just like con men can sense when somebody's a vulnerable target, or else guys that are good at picking up on chicks are smooth talkers. You know what I'm saying? Or else girls that know how to get what they want in a conversation by using their feminine wiles. You know what I'm saying? They pick up on body languages and they sense things. And like, you could tell she was a Democrat, but I thought she was very fair, very demanding of excellence from the people that were speaking.
Agreed.
And even-handed enough that I thought this is completely workable. Like, if every moderator were like this, if the moderator between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama in that second debate would have been this woman, Mitt Romney would be our president right now.
I see what you're saying. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And not because she provided deference, but because she didn't provide deference.
Thank you.
You know, and
I was shocked at her performance. I was shocked at the fairness she gave.
Right.
Yeah, but they did mute Trump like twice, I think.
Did they really?
That almost looked like an accident.
It did seem like an accident.
Because it was
I thought it'd be a lot
weird.
more.
Yeah, and that's where I went wrong. Like, I totally fall on my sword here, and I said, guys, I want to know, they're gonna mic mute him, because I went through the Andrew Yang campaign. Following Andrew Yang, he had huge problems with being able to speak during the debates, and his mic was muted all the time. And so I said, wow, now that they've actually codified this instead of sneakily doing it, it's like when they were shadow banning, you know, once we found out about it, it's like now they're trying to justify real banning. I thought the turning off of the microphones was going to be just like shadow banning.
Exactly.
So, or versus real banning. So I thought, man, they're going to be doing it. And the SJW they got in charge, that's going to be in the the mic room at the top or whatever. He's going to be waiting for his chance to, his or her chance to mute the president.
Chomping at the bit.
And I only sensed a mic mute once on Trump, and it honestly seemed like a technical difficulty.
It really did. It really did.
Yeah. It didn't seem politically motivated. It seemed kind of like something cut out. Almost like the UHF receiver slipped behind somebody else's cell phone and wasn't transmitting.
But coincidentally, it was on Trump, not on Biden.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, in
That
sports.
mistake was happened to be against Trump.
Yeah, but no, but also in sports, I was a referee in basketball, right? And
So was I.
oh, you were? Rock on.
I played basketball and I did refereeing on the side during the summer.
Let's go.
Oh, cool. Rock on. Yeah. Well, then you know how there's a difference between an incidental foul that actually affects the drive to the basket
Exactly.
and an unincidental foul. And you don't call, sorry, there's an intentional and an incidental. And if it doesn't stop the player from performing a shot to the basket, generally it's a good rule of thumb of just letting him, quote, play on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so to me, that was an unincidental play on. Wasn't a big deal. I mean, I was at least okay with it. So I was wrong about the mic muting myself.
Right.
I was wrong about the mic muting myself, but I wasn't wrong about calling the fact that Trump would have to bring up the laptop
Truth.
and the chaos. Not the chaos, the corruption. Chaos is corruption, though.
Right.
So
And I did see a new poll for Black America. I think they jumped up after the debate to like
No
40-something%
No kidding.
approval.
How about that?
Yeah.
wait,
I glanced
what's the
I
poll?
glanced
Hold
over
on. I'm going to Google this one too.
it. Yeah.
Let's go.
And
Watch
as
them fact
it
check
feeds me fake
Watch them
algorithmic information.
I saw it briefly. I
You
saw
know?
it briefly. I didn't read into it.
Okay, well, hit it. Watch. Keep talking while I look
See,
this
that's
stuff
what-
up. So what's the poll you saw? Poll of
I think it was.
African
I think it was Breitbart, but they're gonna denounce Breitbart.
Who cares?
they
As long as the
They
info
always-
is
they
good.
always announce Breitbart.
Yeah.
Poll
Yeah, anything
on-
right wing, they're gonna go ahead and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's bias, it's this, it's that." Goodness gracious, what do we expect from the left? What
I mean,
else
I
do we
had
expect?
I had a debate with this brother that was like 50-something years old last night, and we were trying to talk, and we're going back and forth. He said he already voted for Biden early, and I was like, okay, whatever, yada yada yada. And he was civil. We were having civil, but once when he said Antifa was an idea, I was like, I'm gone.
We
I'm
can't
gone.
have any. There's certain things that people say that you can't have a rational debate.
Yeah,
anymore.
at that point, I was
Right.
like, we're not talking anymore.
we're done.
That's not
We're
happening.
not going to do this right now. We're not going to do this.
And he said the same old talking points, and I told him, he was like, the dog whistle. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Oh,
bro.
goodness,
I'm like,
here we
brother,
go.
brother. These are talking points from the left.
Right.
Dude, whenever I hear that dog whistle
it's
word,
historical word.
dude, that dog whistle word, I have no more patience for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah, I don't
literally
either.
everything is a dog whistle
Yes.
for
Right, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like you can't say
We could be
law
dog whistle.
and order right,
Right.
now.
That's a
The
dog
left
whistle,
right
dog
now is
whistle.
literally saying, oh, those secret white supremacists with their internalized white fragility are using the terms law and order as a dog whistle for racism and institutional massive incarceration. And I literally look at that and I
You got to add blacks too. Yeah,
Like,
that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
at
you always
that
have to.
point,
Yeah, always have to.
you are Alex Jones saying that chemtrails are turning the frogs gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at that
you said his name. You said Voldemort's name. How dare you say
Oh,
Voldemort's
well, at the end,
name?
actually, what's funny is I find Alex Jones quite entertaining, actually.
He is.
I never was up on Alex Jones until
Yeah.
I met this friend who was a total InfoWars guy.
Yeah.
And since then it's scary. Actually, what's freaky about Alex Jones isn't the wild stuff he says, but how often he's right.
Yeah.
No,
That's
yes.
what's freaky.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean,
That
it's
is very
literally
true.
like in MIB and Men in Black when the tabloids are telling you
Right.
what is
What's
real
really going on.
you know what I'm
And-
saying?
and
What is
for
really going
for
on?
the viewers that don't know, this is a man that's been censored and he cannot go on any social media platforms
Yeah,
since we're
he's
talking
done.
about censorship. But you know that it's
done.
funny that you say that too, because I remember back in the day he used to say that there would be a plague or a pandemic that would use for control.
Well,
COVID.
how's about that?
I remember that from a while back.
I got to tell you though, he still has to atone for the Sandy Hook comments. I had friends who were missionaries in Connecticut
Truth.
whose families lost children during that one. So I got to tell you that's the only one where I'm like, oh man, you better start a charity.
Yeah,
You better take that money and start a
Yeah.
charity if you're going to make up for those comments, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, so actually let's talk about the polls though. Because I'm really curious what you guys think of this, because I don't think we can possibly be getting the data right. Because I'm looking at these videos of you guys going out and these rallies of
Last night, though?
thousands.
Let's go.
Last night though.
Let's go.
Yeah, thousands and thousands
Upon
of
thousands.
people, upon
Yeah,
thousands
yeah,
of people
yeah.
in Southern California.
Yes.
MAGA had it up like they're a bunch of NASCAR like psychos
Yes, sir.
about to go, you know, in the RV with the barbecue on the top of the RV, shooting an AK-47 into the air, screaming #America. But in a state,
Merca. Say it right. Merca.
yeah, America,
Merca.
America.
There you go.
But they're doing it in a state where you do you know the risk you run putting a MAGA hat on in Southern California?
Next to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like for every person in Southern California that you see with a MAGA hat on.
Yeah, what represents.
My state senator said this. It was really interesting. I was talking with him and he said, I said, how effective it is actually just writing a letter to your congressman? He said, oh, no, it's actually insanely effective. And he says, we've actually paid social scientists to develop calculations and algorithms to predict how many of our constituents feel a certain way based upon emails and letters. And he said, on average, we figured that for every person, and by the way, he came up with the stat. It's not me. I've never seen this study. This is just from an actual elected official. But he told me, he said, for every person that writes a letter on an issue, we figured there's 800 people that feel the same way that he or she does.
Just doesn't have
So
time.
if we get 30 letters, it means there's like 24,000.
Wow.
24,000 people
That's
that are
interesting.
pissed off about that,
Particular issue.
gravel plant that's going up in the canyon, and he's going to miss out on 24,000 voters if he doesn't figure out a way to handle this. So for every one MAGA hat that you see in Southern California,
Got it.
I mean, the risk you run putting that thing on, if your boss sees a picture of you on social media, you're fired.
You're done.
Exactly.
If
What
you're
they're looking
in
for
a
is
Hollywood
yeah.
project and you're unionized, you're finishing that project,
Right.
they ain't calling you back.
You got it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that break through if they were already big before their politics were discovered.
Right.
But by and large, it is perceived as a great risk to be pro-Trump in Southern California.
100%.
So when you're telling me Biden's going to sweep this,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And we're talking about a dude that can't fill high school gymnasiums
Exactly.
with socially distant supporters.
Right.
And then BLM can,
Right.
50 Cent can.
Right. Right.
Chelsea Handler live streaming probably could. You know what I'm saying? But when you tell me that the guy who can't fill a gymnasium is going to landslide, the dude that has people literally risking a brick being thrown through their window,
Yes.
who are not motivated by racism, who are not motivated by misogyny, hatred, sexism. They're motivated by love for their country. How on
I'm
earth
feeling
is
the Holy
Biden
Ghost
up
right
15?
now. I'm getting the chills right now.
You know,
That's real though.
so it's like that does not compute with me, and it's not because I refuse to admit that that other people don't share my ideas. That is no, that's the white northeastern liberals' job.
Right.
I'm totally open to data. The only problem is data failed us in 2016 miserably.
I was just about to say that when you were finishing. I was going to say it just like 2016.
And science has just been figured out a way to be just as corrupted as everything else out there.
You got it.
You know what I'm
Politicized
saying?
and everything, yeah.
You don't believe it? Go up and look right now whether or not drinking wine and alcohol is good for you. There's scientific studies that swear it lengthens your lifetime, and others say that it's going to kill you 5 years early.
Remember cigarettes?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Doctors were smoking it. It's good for your health. A doctor's smoking it.
you know.
It's like,
Okay.
So
all right.
it's just like, I don't know what to believe about the polls. And I want to know what you guys think who are in the street doing these crazy rallies that I'm seeing.
Well, when I saw 2016, I knew the polls were always phony. If you go into it, they sample usually more Democrats sometimes.
Right.
They can sample more Republicans.
Skew the polls, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends on how they sample it. But when I saw 2016 and I saw Hillary Clinton was like 90-some% chance, I was like, oh, come on, this is ridiculous at this point. So the polls itself, I don't believe that Biden is winning in any of these states except for California, New York, the normal
typical,
Washington. I get those, but when they talk about Texas or something like that, it's like, come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
But I like what you said, because when we're getting thousands of people,
Thousands,
and it's getting bigger and bigger.
You got
and
it.
exactly what you're saying right now is that we represent the hundreds of thousands that support here in California, in liberal California.
Thank you.
So those polls, I don't believe those polls. I really do not.
Not
and
at all.
it's I'm gonna keep it real though. I saw Cardi B at our event.
Right. Oh,
She was driving by
with Offset, right? The whole situation with Offset.
Yeah,
and all that.
allegedly,
Allegedly,
he pulled a gun out on some
Right.
supporters
Right.
and got an altercation with police. But
I saw that one that she was like acting like she was scared. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get attacked.
Exactly.
They have their big trucks. Oh my god.
It's so terrible. Really? Really?
Hey, Cardi B, I just want to say this. I just want to say this. If you come out to our rally, I would love to meet you because an educated WAP is better than, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
let me speak on this real quick because I have
hit
to.
it.
When I'm in the gym, right? I'm always rocking
here
the
it comes.
I'm always rocking the
Here
Mac,
it comes.
right?
This is the analogy of analogies.
Yes, indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just felt an
Yes,
earthquake.
indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just felt an earthquake.
Sorry. I'll sit still.
Please do. This stool, I'll fall off the stool if you keep
It
moving.
might be a
That's
problem.
funny.
Houston, we have a
So
problem.
when you're in the gym, when
I'm in the
Yeah,
gym,
get back to
I'm
that.
telling you, oh my goodness, I don't know how many people in the gym come up to me and say, wow, I would love to wear that MAGA hat, but I'm scared of this, that, and the third, right? This is what they constantly come up to me and say. They come up to me and shake my hand. They come up to me and pat me on the back when I'm doing a workout and say, hey, I love the fact that you're wearing the hat for me because I want to wear mine. I have it at home or I have it in the car, but I wish I could wear it. I can't wear it because I'm in fear of what these people, what these crazies will do.
And you know, fear is what's going to make them keep going.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to stand up sooner or later.
You have to. You have to. You really do. And I must say, though, that's indicative of what you were talking about, how, you know, these people who would, right? These people are undercover Trump supporters. They would love to wear the MAGA hat. They would love to get out there and voice their opinion. They were called the silent majority for a reason.
No, we're not silent no more.
Oh, we know, no,
We're
we
not
loud.
silent no more.
Especially at these rallies. These rallies are unbelievable. We started off with, it was a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Right when we started.
I remember those days. I
You see?
remember that months ago.
Me too.
I remember that.
Right?
We all knew each other by name. We were like,
Right.
hey, we saw you again.
Hey, see you again.
Now it's like I can't find any of my friends.
Right.
Like I can't find
I
them.
know they're here.
They walk away and it's just like, where did they go?
It's
Where did they
in
go?
a sea of Trump
Where did they go?
supporters and MAGA hats. You can't differentiate one person from another. You see us when I was walking up to yesterday's rally. I saw a sea of flags, a sea of Trump flags.
When you say
a sea
sea,
of America, a sea.
When you say sea, it
ocean.
really is.
Yeah,
It really is.
It was an ocean. You can't possibly tell me that these polls are correct. You can't possibly tell me that the enthusiasm that, you know, from the little rallies that Biden has with the circles, with the people inside the circles, social distancing, 6 feet and all that type of stuff. You can't sit here and tell me that these polls are accurate. You can't tell me that. You can't convince me that there's not enough Trump supporters to sway this election. You can't possibly tell me some polls going to tell me
Just
different.
like, hey, they're doubling down. They're doubling
have
down like
to.
they always do.
They have to.
Just like it's a peaceful protest. Meanwhile, CNN in the background, it's mostly peaceful.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful. Flames all in the background. The person's on fire himself. Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
remember Newport when he came out to go meet at a fundraiser or something. It just announced within days we got like 10,000 to 20,000 easily.
Come on.
Easily. And he just
SoCal.
announced it. He just announced it.
I'm just driving through.
Yeah, I'm just driving through. Boom, everybody there. I found out the day before I came, and I was amazed at how many people were actually out there within days of notice. Days of notice.
You see that with Biden?
And Biden has like 1-2 people just clapping for him.
Right. Kamala, same thing.
If for some odd reason, because Hillary Clinton said that don't succeed, right? If for some odd reason that they say Biden is the winner, what do you think that's going to do to our country?
Oof.
What do you think that's going to do?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you, like, what's your guys' feeling? What's what's the word on the street? What's your vibe when you put your ears to the train tracks? What do you hear?
I like
about
that, train tracks.
this. Yeah, the ear to the train tracks. That's like an old
Trump tracks.
cartoon.
Yeah,
the Trump tracks.
There you
Right
go.
Choo choo.
What
All aboard.
are you getting a sense? Because in swing states, there's wild voter registration going on in Florida.
Right.
There's 3-to-1 new voter registration going on in Florida when it comes to Republicans getting new people.
Oh yeah, I
that are
saw
going to
that.
show
I
up.
saw that.
Yep.
In comparison to Democrats getting new people that are going to show up.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign for Florida, right? I think Pennsylvania, which was supposedly not in play for Trump, but now is in play. After saying you're going to end fracking in Pennsylvania, like, I'm sorry, there's enough union thugs out there that want to make sure their boys get paid.
You got it.
That you might even end up missing them, especially after Biden said the Boilermakers endorsed me,
Oh,
and the
yeah,
Boilermakers
like,
Union
what?
really didn't actually endorse him.
Yeah, so
You know what
they
I'm
went
saying?
on and was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't endorsed this cat
not
yet.
yeah.
So I think there's a lot more into play, but I want to know,
Mm-hmm.
like, I've heard some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
As much as, California's going to go red. And to which I just say, whatever, dog. You know what I'm saying? At this point,
most
you're
of us go
crazy.
purple.
It's very hard. It's
At
very
most of
hard.
them
Yeah,
purple.
it's not going to go red, okay? But at the same token, it's going to go redder than these articles. Watch, like, let me pull one up right
But
here.
if it did, I'll punch this camera so quick.
Literally,
I'll pull a Hulk.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
And in these articles, actually, I mean, I'll put a link in the description if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I've read article after article after article that's saying, look, 91% of African Americans vote Democrat.
Yeah.
And it's been that way with only a variation in the percentage that show up. It was as high as 67%, I believe, if I'm rehearsing the stat correctly, for Barack Obama's election,
Okay.
as low as 62% for when, or 60% when Hillary v. Trump happened, which aided a lot of Trump's success and so on and so forth. But right now, I mean, Trump is digging in.
Yeah.
Digging into the black vote.
He's been making some inroads.
And
yeah.
it's not just inroads. I mean, this brother is digging deep.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, look, he's got you three here.
Right.
Or actually,
right.
you two and me. Hi. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's amazing the minority. In fact, I would say of these rallies, they're majority minority.
Yep. It really is true.
That's
it's really
real.
true. That's the same thing with the.
You know,
Brexit
I mean, when I
movement
show
we
up,
went out
dude-
to DC.
Dude, it's not like there's a token black guy around like in sitcoms in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I am the token white guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
got it.
I'm supposedly the poster boy
Right.
of
the
white
MAGA
supremacist,
movement.
MAGA loving, minority hating, Bible thumping, homosexual hating, and all that other crap, MAGAism. And I show up and I'm like, dude, I'm the only one.
Right.
I'm the only one, man.
Find another. That's
I mean, look at this radio studio right now. It's like, I'm the only one.
That is so true.
And so that's why I'm so willing. I'm so willing to think that this media is full of crap.
Right.
And these polls are so just not correct in their methodologies. Because I live in the largest city in the Western Hemisphere, Western Hemisphere, in the Western United States.
Yeah.
And when I show up to these rallies, dude, it's not a bunch of angry. It's not the FU white vote that Michael Moore says it was.
Right.
It's not the racist remnants of the Tea Party movement that didn't get what they want. No, I see a bunch of MAGA Hulks out there.
Yeah.
And Siakas and Lucases and Kicks out there. You know, it's like that's what I see. I don't see what the media says I see.
Exactly.
So since I'm not seeing in real life what the media says I should be seeing, it makes me wonder, how are the numbers that they're telling me correct too?
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at it, I mean, the one thing I've been seeing a lot of people say when they see our rallies is say, man, there's more diversity at our MAGA rallies, at our Trump rallies,
and
love at our MAGA and Trump rallies
love.
than there is at a BLM or Antifa rally.
It's just hate.
It's just hate.
Anger.
You look at these BLM
What side
rallies.
you want to be on?
Honestly, it's that it really boils down to being that simple.
Yeah.
Hey, P.S. Put your hand on the table again like that. Dude, look at those forearms. You did forearms today, didn't you?
Nah,
yeah,
I
he was
didn't
in the
hit
gym.
today.
He was working those forearms. You were doing those little barbell lifts. You were that guy that was doing the little barbell lifts so that you straight up get those forearms. I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
So when your ears are to the train tracks, are you sensing that there's going to be a big swell of the black community coming out of the woodwork
100%
for Donald Trump? But what stats, like what hard facts, or what, do you have anything that we can grip as non-anecdotal that you can reference?
Well, they were saying, what were they saying, that he was having 13% or something like that? That he was going to get 13% of the black vote or some such number. I don't believe it's going to be that. I do believe it's going to be around 20 to 25.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? Even, I mean,
I think it's
if
gonna be
want to keep our fingers crossed, maybe upwards to 30, because there's so many. You go to these rallies, I'm telling you, they're way more diverse than the BLM rally. right? When we have the BLM comers.
Wait, I just thought about this. BLM rallies are literally nothing but white people
Thank
and a couple
you.
black people. And Trump's side is black, Hispanic, Asian.
Right.
Now,
But
is
where
that
the
just
white
because we're in
supremacists, right?
California?
And no,
Or-
all videos I see, like everywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Portland,
You look at,
you know,
oh,
on the East
especially
Coast.
Portland and Seattle. Yo, yeah, you go up there. It's a
Every
bunch
time
of,
I see it.
yeah.
It's
There's a bunch
so
of white
weird.
people with their hands in the air talking about black power.
Yeah, there'll
all
be a
that
few.
type of
There'll be a
stuff.
few though. There'll be
Yeah,
a few black people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But there's
Scattered
more
about.
black people on the Trump side than
You
there is
got
on
it.
BLM side.
You got it. You got it. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is what we've come to expect, though. We understand that there's going to be some media malfeasance when it comes to all this type of data that's supposed to be showing out because they're trying to demoralize us.
At the end of the day, I just was summing it up like this. It's 2020, and it's kind of like 1984. Up is
Yeah,
down,
yep.
down is up,
You got it.
right is left.
You got it.
That's basically
2 plus
what it
2
is.
equals 5.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And you better believe that.
No, 2 plus 2 is anything I say it is.
That's even better. Exactly.
If I say it's 100, it's 100. If I say it's 1,000, it's 1,000.
And you take it and you run with it.
That's
what
what it is.
the media is right now.
That's the polls. That's everything.
Unbelievable,
But
man.
like you said, we go out there, we see it, we see the numbers, and if you don't, if you really think about it, they have to lie about it. They have to.
Oh, they
double
have
down.
to. Absolutely.
They have to.
100%.
So I don't put it past them.
Well,
with
look,
the polls.
I
don't put it past them.
I can dump some science on you guys real fast.
Okay.
And this is actually coming, ironically enough, like this one kind of blows my mind that it's coming from these guys.
Oh,
but this is coming
guapo.
from the Washington Post. Here we go. And what's hilarious about the Washington Post is it literally says, what's happening out there with black men and Trump? You know what I'm saying?
wait,
It
what?
literally
Wait,
says,
what?
what's happening out there with black men and Trump? ? And this is written by Eugene Scott right here. And it says, this is interesting. It says, and this is from October 23rd, so this is pretty recent.
Okay.
It says, in the final presidential debate, President Trump and Democrat nominee Joe Biden argued over who had been better for the black community in ways we've heard them do before. And you skip down here, and here's the science I was talking to you about. This is interesting. It mentions 50 cents support and so on and so forth. But then it says that approximately almost 1 in 5, I lost it here for a second. Oh, here it is, right here. Nearly 1 in 5 black men approve of the job Trump is doing, according to a recent Gallup survey. And about 10% of black men are leaning towards Trump, according to the latest Pew Research data. So when you look at that, that's pretty close, MAGA, to your 20% number that you suggested, because 1 in 5, that's literally a solid 20%. And now it looks like both Gallup and Pew, which are legitimate polling organizations, are suggesting something similar. I mean, that would be an utter bloodbath for the Democrat
Party is done.
Yeah, I
at
keep
that
saying that.
point.
I keep saying it. Like I don't know. I don't understand how they're going to bounce back.
You can't bounce back.
Someone
for
just tell
something
me
like
like, with Clinton back in
Yeah,
her mess. And I was like, yeah, I get it. But with COVID and the burning down and locking down businesses, and now with this, now with Black America, I don't understand how the Democrat Party can bounce back.
It's a wash, man. It's a wash. And
Well, look at this. I forgot to fade back to the other side. So it was watching me just cruise the internet there for a second and going over all these polls. You know what I'm saying? But basically, if you look at this data right here, I mean, this is pretty incredible. I mean, you're going through it. And of registered voters, here you got men and women and, pretty predictable split right there. But under race and ethnicity, black is 8% Trump/lean Trump and 89% Lee Biden. I've never seen a number for the Democrat candidate in my adult lifetime that has not been in the 90th percentile.
See?
For somebody. I've never seen that.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow.
So that's actually freaking impressive.
Right.
Because even a 1% sway, you're talking about millions of people. You're
a lot
talking
of
about
votes.
13% of the American population going up 3%.
Right.
I mean, you do the math right there. Some of these margins, that produces the margin of error in half of these.
And they say we're the swing vote.
Toss up, half
we're
of
the
these swing
vote
votes
right now.
Well, you had
We
Don
really are.
Lemon. Remember, he was on a couple nights ago talking about how he was a little upset about the fact that black voters were kind of skewing towards Trump, and he made he said, the black women they're more intelligent and this and that, and that and that the black man, he's just being basically we're just being deceived to vote for Trump.
We're being deceived.
Oh yeah. We're just being bamboozled.
Well, I mean, you don't
Hoodwinked.
get headlines like this, and I'm
Thank
going to have
you.
to make it a little bit smaller, but you don't get headlines like this. You know, what's happening with black men and Trump. You don't get headlines like this unless somebody like really just thinks black men are stupid.
Right. Honestly.
D-Ray actually made a comment too. I saw that he was like, I just don't understand these black men supporting Trump. I just don't understand it. It's called research.
It's called, exactly.
You know, when news articles pop up and there's links and you click the links.
You click on that.
And those links go to other links and then you go through a
Statistics,
web of those
like
boring statistics.
And then you get radicalized by YouTube and you go with the links down the links. Next thing you know, you're watching Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Or Philip DeFranco.
Hey, I
Ben
love Joe Rogan. I
Shapiro.
love that show.
Don't you dare watch no Ben Shapiro now. Oh no, you're delving into white supremacy, which is funny because he's a Jew. So about that.
I love the irony of their arguments. The irony of it.
Well,
is
I mean,
amazing.
then again, let's be real.
You can't write a script in Hollywood like this. Really, you can't.
You're a white supremacist. I've been called a white supremacist.
I've been called a black
neo-Nazi.
Nazi.
Come on now.
I've been called a black Nazi.
I've been
They
the-
were like Nazi.
yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm black. And he was like, well, then you're a black Nazi. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what?
But that's typical because it's like a script you must read. You must read the script. The script says, okay,
that's
what
funny.
you do is you call a black Trump supporter or any Trump supporter, you call him a Nazi. Okay, you call him white supremacist. But he's black. Oh, doesn't matter. Look, sir, you black man are a Nazi, neo-Nazi, white supremacist.
Yeah, go down the list.
What's
Go down
what
the
else?
list.
They got Coon.
No, you check that off. Don't say that one. That's checked off. Go down more.
Keep going. Uncle Tom. There we go. That's a new one. I bet you haven't been called that one before.
Let's bring that out. Let's bring that
now.
out.
Lord have mercy.
And I love,
expect.
speaking of being expected, I love how they always keep bumping the YG song, the F Donald Trump. It's like, okay, I didn't hear that 1,000 times.
You really think
2
that's going to
million
have an
times?
effect on me?
Republicans play some songs too much too, though. I'm kind of getting tired of "I'm proud to be an American." I'll be honest with you. But it's at every fireworks display, and I'm like, we got to write more music.
Hey,
Right? Mr.
Bryson
Red, White,
Gray.
Blue, you know.
Bryson Gray, he doing it though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
My
yeah,
man
he's
doing it.
yeah. That's the new music right
Yes,
there.
indeed.
That's
So here's
Bryson Gray.
Here's my last question before I wrap up here. Hey, if you got any other subjects you want to talk about, by all means, we'll hit them. But I have jokingly started calling November 4th Riot Day.
Huh.
Yep.
You know, instead of November 3rd's Election Day, I'm just calling November 4th Riot Day.
Yes, sir.
Part of it's hyperbole, but part of it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm legitimately concerned about riots. And there's obviously no logic to this, because if there was logic and the black community voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump and he wins, then a rational, sensible person would just say like, oh, why was I so wrong in how I viewed this situation?
Right. Yeah.
Or what makes them think this is good for that? You know, if you've taken an analytical approach, forget it. You're going to come at this differently. But if you look at it as a power dynamic, there's going to be a massive amount of anger that all of the disinformation, all of the hatred, all the previous rioting, all of the previous organization did not work. And like Kanye West says, dragon energy just accumulated and actually won this thing on behalf of Donald Trump.
I feel that dragon in
How-
right now.
Yeah.
How could there
Yes, sir.
not be riots?
Oh, there's gonna
Because
be.
they've behaved like children this whole entire
got it.
time, and cowardly children at that. So I don't see this going any other way than there being riots. And what's going to be interesting is there are two things I know are going to happen.
Okay.
The masks are coming off on Riot Day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Biden wins, then the media got what it wanted. It no longer needs to spread fear and hysteria.
Thank you.
got
Thank
it.
you.
It affects the bottom line.
Preach.
And they're going to
exactly
say,
it.
okay, we can open up. Masks are off. Oh, this is an understandable and manageable risk. And they're all of a sudden going to start sounding like Republicans have for the past 7 months.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
So if Biden wins, all the masks come up and it all opens up, because Biden doesn't want to oversee the worst economy of the past 30 years.
Same thing with Trump.
Okay.
though. Masks coming
And
off
if
with
Trump wins, he's not worried about pulling political points anymore.
Right.
Exactly.
He's
He's
like,
gonna be unleashed.
I can't be reelected. I don't want to be reelected.
Job done.
You know what I'm saying?
The storm's coming.
I came
the storm's
here.
coming.
I came, I saw, I conquered. I'm freaking and open it up. And he's psycho enough to, actually, I don't like using the word psycho, but he's brazen enough to straight up do an executive order of non-enforcement of mask wearing.
You got it.
Just saying,
You got
like,
it. Yep.
regardless of what your municipality says, you will be pardoned.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yes.
freaking get arrested for wearing masks or something.
Yeah.
He would do something crazy like that. Just like he did for the Johnson Amendment, I could see him doing like the mask amendment. Okay.
And what about the left that's so radically left that they're just going to end up, well, not the radical left, but those people on the left, they're going to still keep wearing those masks even if he says not stop
yeah,
wearing it.
well, fine, but
Comfortability.
they won't arrest him for it though, you know? So I just look at this and I think no matter what, November 4th or 5th, depending on when we figure out the news.
Yeah. With mail-in voting.
With mail-in voting, you really don't know. It could take weeks.
Exactly.
But November 4th and 5th, the masks come off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or at least once we find out who wins, the masks come off. But then I'm worried if Trump wins, that's when the riot starts.
Oh, 100%.
No, it could go both ways too because as you said, you pointed it out. With all
Yeah, but we don't riot. We
people.
just get giant guys like Maga to walk around with big flags.
There we
like,
go. Yes,
chant
indeed.
USA.
But
you know?
I'm just saying though, like with all the big giant crowds that we keep talking about, and nothing on the Biden side, we all know that. We all see that.
But
so if Biden did win, imagine us like, wait, what?
I don't think we'll riot though.
We won't riot. We won't riot.
No, because that's not something that
I'm just
the
saying
right
that
does.
something's going to happen. If
there will
Biden
be
wins.
civil unrest. I don't think it'll necessarily amount to rioting.
Yeah, we won't.
But there will be civil unrest. Now,
we're the tolerant side.
when we win, because we win. There is going to be a huge explosion of violence because the left has already shown.
Remember 2016? Not my president.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Yes,
The
indeed.
Me
You better
Too and
believe
all
it's
that.
going to be amplified to the 10th power. They've already shown what they do when they don't like something with these shootings and these police shootings, that they didn't do the research to understand that it was a valid police shooting, but they don't care. So they go out there and they riot and they loot and they tear down cities and whatnot. We've already seen that. So they're going to do that. You better believe it's going to be exponentially, though. It's going to be crazy the way that they're going to go out and tear down our cities.
Well, they're already
and
egged on
towns.
by all the riots with BLM.
Absolutely.
And
they just
Antifa.
gave us a taste exactly what's to come.
So they're prepping up. They've
They've
been
been prepping. They've been showing us what exactly is going to go down.
It could be It could be like that. Riots and all that stuff was just a warm up, like a layup.
Exactly. That was a pregame show right
exactly.
there. You know,
now it's time fourth quarter.
right.
Overtime.
They're going to go hard in the paint, but what's going to happen is Donald Trump is not running for re-election anymore. So he's going to bring that National Guard in. He's going to put his foot down. He's going to squash it. He's going to quell it. And I think that he's going to go to extraordinary lengths to show that he is not playing when he says law and order. That's what I really predict.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So you guys got any final words? Any last thoughts before we go? None?
Well, I'll say this. You know what? We're coming down to the wire, y'all. We are coming down to the wire. It's time that we really stand for our president. If there's a time to make a final push, the time is now. Stand for your president. Stand bold. Wear your daggone MAGA hat.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is that you have to do to show that you support our president, so you can get others to try to red. It's still, the time's not up, so you have time to red pill people. You still have time to. This man be red pilling people all the daggone time. You understand me? So we need to go out there and make a huge show of force like we've been doing in Beverly Hills. Yeah. Get out there, show support for your president, and try to get as many people onto the Trump train as you can.
All right. I'm going to say this last thing. Being afraid is why we have these riots and looting. Fear is the reason why COVID restrictions. Fear is the problem.
We need to preach.
Why are you afraid?
Yeah.
To be attacked? For standing for what you believe in?
Yes.
Yeah, just hang out next to MAGA next time we go to the rally.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right, you know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid. We're getting to the wire now. It's fourth quarter right now.
Yes.
We need to get him elected, and we need to show the numbers so that if they did contest, it's undebatable. You can't argue it.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, like my boy Hulk said, you have to get out there. You have to do your thing because fear is what's causing all this. Not being fearful. That's why we walking around black with mega hats on.
Let's
you
go.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sweet. What's the name of our show?
You ain't black. Woo! You ain't black.
And you ain't black.